Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we are looking at the Ancient Magus Bride, episode 8, which, hey, Ruth from the OVA finally is now a thing. So if you guys didn't see the OVA, which I really do recommend checking out, we knew that the dog was formerly named as Urias, was actually a, familiar to Chise. But, his name in the OVA was Ruth, and that's because, at that point it's supposed to be in the future, so it's like a little time after all the events of the current anime we're watching right now. But what was kind of cool though is that we learned the truth about Ruth or Eurus at the time, is that he actually is a dog. He's not really human per se. He has the ability to go human because he believes he's in so much that he's a human and that he was a brother to Isabella, but realistically he was always her faithful companion, and that was more so that he was always a dog. He was always next to her, always with her when she needed someone next to her to be with. And as he got, when Isabella died and he had to be pulled away from her even at the grave, which, by the way, that was a sad scene to see that. I felt so bad that, he's like, what if she comes back? She's going to be lonely. He didn't want to realize that she was dead. So he, in his mind, fooled himself into believing he was her brother. He was, more than what he really was, and that's why he was able to stay in a human form. But I really love that. I thought that was awesome, and I love that he had that mental link with Chise that kind of created their pact in the first place. That imagery was beautiful. The music that they played during that was beautiful, but just the way they showed it was awesome. God, this show was incredible animation wise. It really is. Even when Elias, Elias and Chise, I continue to love those two as a pair. He's like, aren't you afraid of me? Like in this form before he had turned back into regular Elias, and she's like, oh, you should just go back to being smaller because it's going to be hard for you to fit through doors and then people are going to get mad at you. I'm like, oh, that's so adorable. She don't even care. She loves him just how he is, and I thought that's a testament to something when you love someone no matter what they look like, right? That's a real true love right there. So I know that, yes, Elias is some kind of creature, and as we found out from Cardis or whatever his name is, I can't even pronounce his name. His name is really weird to pronounce. They're both monsters in many ways. He's supposed to be Joseph, who they're not using the right biblical tense for that, so I'm not going to even say that's right, that concept, but they're trying to say that, like, oh, so God had let him out and had cursed him to wander the world, and then thus he found a monster companion, and that monster took him over and made him into what he is now. Not even close to anything real biblical, and people might argue, oh, this. No, it's not. It's really not. They fused like 3 different stories together with that to make a kind of pseudo story. So don't take that at face value that you see that it's like, oh, that's a Bible thing. No, it's really not. But it is interesting because he is a creepy dude, like legit. That is a weird dude. The fact that they shot him point blank in his head, and he's like, oh yeah, that hurt, and then they ripped off his arm. It's like, dude, you should be completely dead. You are indeed a freaking monster. And the fact that also he had that weird spider thing that opened up at oh my god. That was it's just creepy in general. But I loved this episode. It was so good. We already have this kind of nice new partnership between, Elias and, Chise and Ruth. And I am looking forward to it, because next week we're going to see apparently an episode that focuses on those two. And I'm like, I do wonder what that little look at from, was. I think it was Elias that looked at them, and he was like, I don't want to say it was jealousy. I don't think it was that, but he had this weird look. I don't know if maybe it was because he is happy that he's having a family, essentially, because now, as Ruth said, he's going to be with Chise no matter where she goes. But I'm like, what is that? What was it? That was a very interesting little look that he gave him at the end. But yeah, put your thoughts for that in the comments below. I would love to see that, because I think it's supposed to be not anything, jealousy related, but I'm just curious what it was. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later. All my other reviews for today are going to be pushed at tonight because I have to go get going, and I don't want to be here all day. So I'll talk to you guys then. So that's Welcome to the Ballroom and Foxbear Matchmaker should be out maybe around 8 o'clock around tonight. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys then. Bye-bye, everyone.